I'm Jack Wilson. Today is May 10th, 2023. I was raised in a Christian household, went to church every Sunday, was taught core values. I was raised in a pretty good family, a loving family, raised in a suburban neighborhood. Never really had a hard life going for me. It was always kind of handed to me. I didn't really struggle with many things when I was that young. So my brother started doing drugs, getting involved with the bad crowd, and all right. My brother got into drugs when I was young and got involved with the bad crowd. He actually went to a program himself, and it just kind of caused me to have some sort of depression because I always was looked at as the problem child. And so I was so surrounded and experienced with all the drugs around me and, alcohol abuse and all the things that my brother was doing and using kind of impacted me and made me follow it as an influence to what he was doing because he was such a role model of me growing up when I was young. So I started using drugs and alcohol in middle school, and it really affected my family really hard. I had a really close relationship with my mom, and I started me using all the substances and alcohol that I did. It kind of tore apart my relationship with my parents and my mom especially. And we had a really strong relationship, and I kind of let that nightlife take more and more of our family away to the point where we're a family-oriented group. We were really family-oriented. Yeah, okay. To the point where we were really family-oriented, and to the point then where I started just going off on my own and just caring about friends and drugs and alcohol. Me doing all this kind of interfered with my sports. I was really strong on football and really cared about that. I was passionate about it, and I started going away from practices and the coach getting mad at me and me getting pulled over. And so I ended up actually quitting sports, and ever since then, I really haven't been the same. Haven't been able to have a chance to get a sports scholarship or anything like that. I don't know. No. A key part of, no, ugh. I got it.
Say everything came to a halt.
I'll just say the reason I realized I hit rock bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just think of what I'm going to say past that. When I realized I hit rock bottom, When I realized I hit rock bottom, I was getting involved with the police, I was getting caught stealing, I was getting trespassing charges, and was getting in accidents, and almost having to be involved with the police daily. So I never really planned on coming to Teen Challenge. My parents kind of made the decision for me, and I, at the time, did not want to come at all. So I actually ended up getting transported and struggled with a lot of that and kind of blamed it on my parents for all of what happened, and I just kind of held a grudge on them for a little bit. During most of my time in Teen Challenge, I kind of played the program, did what I needed to do, and just kind of faked it until I made it, as they would say. The first thing I felt while walking into the doors of Teen Challenge was just hate and just, I don't know, I was in a really dark place at that time, and it's just, I always blamed it on my parents when I knew it was truly me. And I felt so I actually started to feel the presence of the Lord during this prayer summit that we had, I think around December, and I just felt like God changed me a lot in ways. I dealt with lots of severe depression, and ever since then, I've really been starting to be happier and happier when I was walking with my relationship with God. I need to restart that because I stuttered. God really changed me in ways when I was walking out my relationship with God by healing my depression, making me happier, so I haven't dealt with that ever since. And I've also just become a better person, learned how to be a leader in good and healthy ways and to lead people in the right way. My interaction with my family was actually pretty good immediately, I would say, after my first month. I was just happy to see him since I was such a family person before, and not being reliant on drugs kind of helped that because that's what pushed me away. But since I wasn't really on anything, it kind of reunited us. Looking back on my experience in Teen Challenge, it was really tough and hard. I would say there's lots of struggles and moments in my program, but really once I started to actually walk my relationship out with God, it started getting better. And I've been really thankful for it. I've built really good relationships with people and friendships that will probably be lifelong, and I really wouldn't be the same without this program. For anyone that's coming in, I would say like my biggest advice for you is be aware of who you are hanging around, because your friends in here could really depict on your program and how long you are to stay here, and also how you act. That's like one of the biggest things with this, is because they could either drag you down or they could lift you up, and you want to go for the crowd that will lift you up. Yeah, I plan on going to college and majoring in business administration and management to be able to learn the fundamentals to running my own business and operating it in the way that I want to. So the business I'm actually wanting to run and start up is a hype business where I resell clothes such as vintage, luxury, and hype, and streetwear. Also shoes is a big thing. My name is Jack Wilson, and this is my story.